Can you believe that? No.
Wait, so what's going on? Sean can't be in the sun.
That looks super warm.
It's aesthetics. Perception through the senses.
I'm bringing my sweater to my winter coat next week.
Is this like sun?
Okay, I'll ask that question again. Listen up, you guys. Unless you drop. Hey, gang, come on over here. Come on.
What is that way?
You don't even have to
This way.
look at the ground.
That way is north.
Look at the shadows. There, very good. How do you know that?
169 south, 169 north.
Okay, if the shadows are going this way, just turn the opposite way. That's east. Because that's where the sun is.
East is where the sun is? Oh, this is down. Yeah,
And the sun sets in the west. Yes, but if it's past noon,
shadow goes west. Goes east.
the shadow would be directly under you in the wintertime, then it would be a little bit this way.
What do you do when it's noon? I want to know what the most.
Yeah, what do you do if it's noon?
What do you do, Muffin?
You can wait.
You're out of luck.
You just have to wait a couple minutes.
You sat around if you were patient
Look
enough.
at the moss.
Excuse me, I have this horrible condition where I have these spasms every once in a while. Okay,
What? Oh, yeah. She said that.
so if I figure out if I know which way north is, I take my turtle and I point it north. The head of the turtle goes north. Then I know which way is east because it's yellow. And it's yellow because that's the color of the sun, where the sun rises. Okay, so now I know where north and south is. East, sorry, north and east, thank you. And the east, you see, this is called the medicine wheel, not the turtle part. This part right here, it's the 4 colors. There's 4 colors in the medicine wheel in most tribes, most tribes. There's 4 colors in the medicine wheel. The medicine wheel is actually a teaching tool. What they call a mnemonic. Mnemonic, sorry, I said that wrong. Mnemonic. M-N-O-N-I-C. Mnemonic, something like that. Okay, so yellow is that way. It corresponds to the circle of life. Hakuna Matata?
It's the wheel of fortune.
It's one of the better ones. So, the medicine wheel is actually a representation or a reminder of the circle of life. So the yellow, because it rises in the east, represents infancy. Little babies. The beginning of life. Yeah? And the red part represents the south. Yeah, the red. And that has to do with a certain kind of like ripening. So it's what you guys are, between being a kid and being an adult. So it's between being a kid and an adult. And there's the purple lady. Her name is Mary P.
Hi, Mary P.
She runs the dorm and I love her. She's wonderful. I could still.
Still look.
Don't even acknowledge that.
So the south has to do with you guys. Growing up and ripening, yeah? Then in the west, so that's the south. So we're up to about 20, age 20. Then you start to become adults, yeah? And why is it black? Why is the west black?
Because you know all the colors combined.
You're clueless when you grow up. No, why is it in the west, huh?
White is the black color.
What does the sun do in the west?
The present color.
Yeah, it has to do with the setting sun. And, oh, let me tell you something. In most Ojibwe, traditional Ojibwe houses, many, Indian houses. The front door is to the east, so that you greet the sun in the morning. And the back door is almost always facing west. Now, if you go up north to Morris's place out in the bush, he has his longhouse, his trailer, his house, and everything. That's exactly what it is. His front door is to the east, his back door is to the west. Take 1 and 2 and put them together, what do you get? 3. So there's our first 3 Fibonacci numbers, 1, 2, and 3. So then you add 2 and 3 together, what do you get? 5. You add 3 and 5 together, you get, see what I'm doing? You see the pattern? So it's 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3. She found another rabbit. 3, 5, 5, 8. What's 5 and 8? 13. That's another Fibonacci number. And what's so cool about Fibonacci is there are corollaries in nature to the Fibonacci numbers. For instance, you take, like, who was saying that about, is that you? Pineapples and pine cones. So what Jack just told us is the groupings of 2 on the red and groupings of 5 on the white pine. Those are both Fibonacci numbers. Now you take and you cut, for instance, like broccoli, right down the middle, and you count the stems, I mean the branches on it, or the clusters, they'll be Fibonacci numbers. Almost all the time. Or you take an apple and you cut it one way and it'll be 5. Look like a, and then you cut it the other way and it'll be a 2 and it'll look like a heart on the inside. And this goes on and on and on and on. Ask your math teacher about Fibonacci numbers sometime. I'll bring that, I've got a poster.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I've seen a poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of, there, look here, watch here. In Ojibwe, that's wabus. Rabbit is wabus. Wabus. Like a caboose, only wabus. That's how. Duh. Oh no! Come on closer, you guys. Actually, step in the grass. Now I'm going to do a little thing here. I'm putting tobacco down. This is a tradition. Come here. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is a little acknowledgement. Come here. Come closer. Okay. This. Back up now. What I will do is ask if I can take something from the earth. I'm going to ask permission. And that's what you do. Is you put, this is traditional. This is traditional Ojibwe practice, actually in the Sioux too as well. And so whenever you take any plants from the ground, you just say thanks. And that's what this is. And I don't smoke this tobacco.
How do you say thanks to the tobacco?
You say mikwich.
You know, like to take it from the ground, you just put down some tobacco,
Yes,
but what
that's
if you have
correct.
to take the tobacco out of the ground?
Tobacco.
Or how do you get the tobacco? Oh, God.
You grow it.
Yeah, but you just take the tobacco you grow from the ground.
Yeah, but it started from somewhere.
Is that important? We're teaching each other. Okay, in the milkweed, this one's not so good because it's so advanced. Not so good in terms of showing what I want to show you. There might be a younger one over here. But in the milkweed, there's a kind of like an Elmer's glue kind of sap that comes out of the milkweed when it's younger. And that actually has healing properties. I had a wart on my tattoo at one time. You can see the little round spot right there. Because I took that and put it on the wart, and it makes it go away. Now inside the pod, thank you. Inside the pod, does anybody know what's inside the pod? See, here's that. You can kind of see that gluey stuff. What's this? Isn't this beautiful? Look at that.
What's going on?
See? It's seeds. There's seeds.
Plant that caterpillar plant?
Yep. Exactly. See, now what happens is this thing will burst open. It'll get riper, more ripe. Is that right? Riper. And what will happen is, now if you counted those seeds before I took them apart, I bet if you counted those, they would be a Fibonacci number. Does anybody know Fibonacci? Yes. It's a spiral. Chances are you'll also see thistle. Burdock. That's called burdock, and it's 1-year-old burdock. It's got thistle. But you can also eat burdock. It's like a carrot. You get way down and get the taproot on it. It's like a carrot or a parsnip. This is a milkweed here. That's that white Elmer's glue stuff that I was telling you about. Then that, if you put that on a wart, it'll make it go away.
It's actually sticky.
It is. It's like Elmer's glue. Yeah, go ahead. Here.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I used to play with
No, I don't want it.
Not too bad. No, I wouldn't eat it. But you can feel it starting to get sticky. Yeah. When you put that on a wart, careful. Don't put a lot on because you might be allergic to it, or you might have a reaction to it. Just try it first. So here's some more of those pods. And the native people actually used to take this and what they call humus. Humus. Hummus is something else. Hummus is Greek. But you see how it's kind of pithy. But the actual blood, the sap of the tree, is nourished, and the water goes up through the outside, through the layers on the outside. So sometimes the tree can literally be empty in the middle. Yeah. And you'll see that one there too. The same way. Yeah. It was about Native American people, yep. What specifically, do you remember? Because I came in and talked about
the
it
logging industry coming in.
Huh?
Logging.
It was about logging, about the way that Native American people in Minnesota were swindled out of their land by the logging companies. And Louise has written a lot of wonderful books, very wonderful books. And she started Birch Bark Books. We'll go over there on a visit. Oh, she found a rabbit. That's a rabbit bark. She started Birch Bark Books, and we'll go over there and visit her. Not her, but we'll visit the bookstore and Bulkley Gallery, which is an art gallery. And Todd has invited us over there. So. Grandfather stones are the ones they put in the sweat lodges. They heat them up. Yep, they're at the bottom of the fire. They have a pyre that at least the ones I saw Bill do up at Morris's place was built like a scaffold almost. You put one layer of logs this way, and then you put the other ones this way across, and you put the grandfather stones on them and heat them up. And then they pass them into the sweat lodge with a pitchfork, and then Morris held them with 2 antlers.
Do you have an indigenous way to get...
What I want to share, first of all, when somebody has the talking stick, you don't talk. You don't have side conversations. And it was great to see them at his best. And it was also really wonderful to see that silent but deadly interaction between Mary and George. Not necessarily deadly, but you see that sort of interplay that's going on. Though there wasn't any words spoken, it's so beautiful to watch that because they have attained that sort of level of emotion. That's sort of that level